Miles to go, everyone. Welcome to today's session of Social Science, Class 8, Chapter 2, Understanding Secularism. So let's understand what do we mean by secularism. Secularism means equal treatment to all religion by state. Secularism means equal treatment of all religion by the state or the government. So India is a secular country. Why India need to be secular, or why secularism was included in our constitution? Now when we talk about this, we observe that India is a country where all the major 8 religions in the world are practiced. What are those religions? Those are Hinduism, Muslim or Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism, Zoroastrianism and Judaism. So all these religions are practiced in India. So as such a big democratic country, India needs to be a secular country. Now let's understand why it is important to separate religion from the state. Why it is important to separate religion from the state. See, the most important aspect of secularism is to separate religion from the state power. Most important aspect of secularism in our country or anywhere is to separate religion from state power. Now there are 2 major reasons for it. Now what are those reasons? Let's understand that. The first reason is that if you observe, you'll find that every democratic country or in the world or any country in the world, all religions are practiced in every country. For example, India, Europe or USA for that matter. But nowhere you will find that all the religions who are followed are in equal numbers. No, it will not be there. There will be always that some communities will be in, some religion will be in majority, some will be in minority. Now, there is a fear, and we have seen in past also, that the community which is in domination or which is in majority, they will try or they will suppress or dominate the community which is in minority. So we have seen during the Second World War, during the Hitler's regime in Germany, we have seen that Jews were prosecuted by German people. And why it happened? Because Jews were in minority and the Germans, who they were in majority, and they dominated, suppressed, humiliated the people who were in minority. It was not restricted only to Jews, but it extended to other communities also. So this is one thing, because whenever you will find some religion which dominates the state power, they will always make a misuse of it and they will dominate the community which is in minority. The second point is we should protect the freedom of individuals to exit from their religion and embrace other religion, and also have a freedom to interpret religious teachings differently. We can understand this with an example of untouchability. You are a person who does not like the practices of Hinduism, like untouchability, and want to reform it. Imagine if there are people who believes in these kind of practices are in power will never allow you to reform this. Hence, we need such people in power who believes in secularism, and not such people who believe that their religion's practices should be enforced on everybody in the country. Now let's understand what is Indian secularism. Indian secularism mandate that the Indian state will be a secular state. According to the constitution, only a secular state can realize its objective to ensure the following things. Now, what are those things? First, that one religious community does not dominate the other community. Second, that some member do not dominate other member of the same community. And third, the state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of individuals. Now let's understand how Indian state works in various ways to avoid or prevent these domination of one religion over other, or to keep itself secular. In this way, there are 3 points which we need to understand. The first is distancing itself from religion. First point is distancing itself from religion. The second point is non-interference. Second point is non-interference. And third point is intervention. Third point is intervention. Now let's understand the first point, distancing itself from religion. Indian state, neither it is run by any religious group nor it support any religion. Indian government space like courts, police stations, government schools, colleges, other offices does not allow or support display or promotion of any one religion. The second point is non-interference. What do we mean by that? This means that Indian state respect all religions and does not interfere in their practices. But there are certain exceptions which are made by Indian states. Now let's understand what do you mean by intervention. The state intervene in religion in order to end the social practices that it believes create discrimination or exclusion, or that it violate the fundamental right of any citizen of this country. Now let's understand in what ways Indian secularism is different from other countries or other democratic countries. We take an example of United States. In United States, the separation between the state and religion means that neither the state nor the religion can interfere in the affairs of one another. But it's not so in India. In Indian secularism, the state can intervene in the religious affair based on the ideals laid out in the constitution. That means if Indian state feel that any fundamental right which is given in Indian constitution is violated, the state will always intervene. So this brings to the end of this session. But before we end the session, I would like to sum up this chapter with these lines that Indian state is a secular state and it works in various ways to prevent religious domination. Indian constitution guarantees fundamental rights which are based on secular principles. Hope you like this session. Thank you so much. Please like, share and subscribe. Miles to go.